This mutation is called Urban Warfare, and it is being played on rifts to Korhal. We have 3 mutators active. We have Minesweeper, we have Photon Overload, and we have We Move Unseen. So, let us have a look at the players' masteries. We have Zeratul, 30 points into attack speed, 30 points into the artifact spawn, and 30 points into the Legion cost reduction mastery. And Zeratul is picking the Knowledge Seeker Prestige, which is the unlimited artifact prestige. So, right off the bat, you will notice that Zeratul has no ally, and in fact, the ally is going to be inactive. Ally is going to be just a dummy character that is not really doing anything. This is indeed going to be a Zeratul solo. Now, right off the bat, I will tell you that I have received mutation solos for this mutation. So if anyone is wondering what commanders you can use that are really good, I think I had a Super Gary solo, so it was a hero solo done by Neometal, and I believe Syntharius had also sent in a solo run with, I want to say Nova or Kerrigan, I cannot remember, I'm sorry Syntharius, but there have been a few mutation solos that have been sent for this weekly mutation. So even though Minesweeper is available and active on the map and not a particularly difficult mutation, I know that I have a few people who are a little bit newer to co-op and they want to their plan is to try and duo this mutation. My recommendation would be Stetman, P2, Super Gary, really powerful commander, and he has all the tools he needs to handle it. He has detection, he has splash damage to deal with that. Nova works also really well, so there are a few commanders that you can utilize to do this. And the first attack wave, as you can see, is already starting to aggro the Shield Guard. The Shield Guard, unfortunately, unable to do anything, but there are 2 Tesseract Cannons right now, and these Tesseract Cannons will be able to take out these Adepts, and this is a very nice pullback on the Shield Guard. Shield Guard setting at 5 HP. So that is basically it. That is the end of the first attack wave, and this is pretty much the hardest part of this mission. It's just dealing with this first attack wave, getting your detection and getting something that can fight in the early stage of the game. Now that being said, if you are playing with Stetman, obviously you can build a Spore Crawler and a few Spine Crawlers. If you have Nova, you probably have to rely on some kind of static defense. You will need to maybe build a missile turret for detection and then a railgun turret, or you can drop a few Marines. I'm not sure if you will be able to have enough resources to do so, but dealing with the first attack wave that is cloaked does make it a little bit tricky, but nothing most commanders cannot handle. Swan can have some kind of static defense as well running around if you need, but once you get your hero units out, it does get a little bit easier. Zeratul already poking around here, and you can see that these units, these Magmines, or not the Magmines, but the Minesweeper mutator are already around. Also, that being said, Kerrigan works not too badly as well with this mutation. Again, do pay attention to the tiny little minefields that are scattered around the map. These things will sometimes even be in your expansion area, and they will pick off your probes if you are not careful. So do remember that. Zeratul is going to be clearing out the expansion rocks and stuff, and his probes will be on their way to taking the expansion. And now we have another attack wave that is making its way here. Zeratul has picked the Void Suppression Crystal here, and you can see now he's already starting to get some detection, and his observers are already in position. And this is actually giving me a good time to actually talk about the Minesweeper Mutator. As you can see, the Minesweeper Mutator, it drops a set of mines, and these can be Spire Mines and Widow Mines all across the map, and these will appear in patches. So what you saw over there, you can rewind the video if you are curious. That is what a patch looks like. So there are fixed number Widow Mines, and there are fixed number Spire Mines that will spawn in entire patches. So it's not going to be just one random Widow Mine all over the map, it's going to be a particular patch. So in the patch you will see a certain number of Widow Mines and a certain number of Spire Mines. So that is how the Minesweeper Mutator works. Additionally also is that the Minesweeper Mutator will not appear, the mines fields will not appear within a certain distance of enemy units. So they're not going to be scattered underneath, say, a bunker or something like that. There is a certain distance that needs to be achieved between an enemy unit for these Minesweeper minefield to actually appear. The other 2 mutators, Photon Overload, which causes Photon Overcharge to be triggered on any enemy structure that you deal damage to, and you also have the We Move Unseen over there. So Zeratul is just going to be jumping across here. He's using the Void Suppression Crystal. Unfortunately, he is not particularly in the most ideal position here, and he needs to try and get there, and he's going to get his next artifact fragment. So this is going to be, unfortunately, he's not really in position. There we go. He does jump over, and he does get that. And what is he going to be doing as part of his build? He is just slowly now taking up his... He's just macroing up right now, making sure everything is okay. So far so good for Zeratul, and he's going for his Tesseract Matrix. So this is probably going to be a cannon rush here, and the Zeratul cannon nerf has negatively impacted Zeratul. He is a little bit slower than he normally is, and Zeratul getting detected over there and getting completely obliterated by the minefield right now. And there is an attack wave on the way as well. But I was talking about these Zeratul cannons. Zeratul cannons have been nerfed, and they're a little bit more expensive, and they're a little bit slower. As you can see, they're still pretty solid, and they still work, and they are not really too bad. And especially if you're going for the Knowledge Seeker prestige, it means that you have no cap on what their attack damage is theoretically. I think the maximum you can get is something like 32 attack upgrades or something along those lines. There is a limit, but you know, when you have 32 attack upgrades in your Photon cannon is going to be killing a lot of stuff very, very quickly. Probe, unfortunately, getting caught out here, and that is the end of that probe, but those cannons should be able to hold temporarily. And now these Phoenixes also harassing some of these probes over here, and I think all is what is a one Phoenix, and that Phoenix is slightly out of range. Zeratul will have to go clear that out by himself, and the Phoenix does help Zeratul out and runs into its death over here. There is a Zealot and a Stalker here that are trying to harass these things, and you can see this is why Zeratul is really effective on this mission. Is that Zeratul doesn't actually care about the Minesweeper Mutator as long as he's not in position. The Minesweeper Mutator will only target units and not structures, and because you have access to these Photon cannons that you can shade forward, it helps you a lot. Zeratul is looking and considering and contemplating his final artifact fragment, and once he's getting there, he is going to be getting his avatars. So he's still looking around here, using the artifact rally point trick, as you can see over here. I don't know if it's kind of clear. You can see the artifact rally point. So this is a little tip. There is a video on the YouTube channel, on Starcraft.com YouTube channel as well. Is if you are playing Zeratul and you do not know where to find the artifact fragment, you can always use the rally point trick. As you can see over here, you can see that rally point is actually visible on the little artifact camera here, and you can use that to try and narrow down where your artifact fragment is, because rally points appear on the artifact fragment here, and unfortunately there is an attack wave, and this attack wave is going to start harassing Zeratul, but now he's going to be using a cannon, and he drops now his newly found Avatar of Essence, and the Avatar of Essence is going to devolve pretty much everything over here. So mastery wise, he went for the Legion cost reduction. I was told at the day of this cast that the recommendation here is to go for the Avatar cooldown. But I think maybe the choice for the Legion cost here might be a little bit better for Zeratul if he's going to be using his Legions to help him push a little bit. But there are a lot of hybrids here, and Zeratul needs to get a few more shade projections. And how many? Oh, Zeratul getting a little bit too dangerous, dangerously low. I think maybe he got picked up by a mine. Yeah, he got hit by that. So something detected him, and he got hit by the Minesweeper Mutator over here. You can see how these Photon cannons are able to hold their own now. And eventually, these things will end up getting cleared out, and the void charge will also end up getting cleared, and more shade projections on the way. So Zeratul is sitting at a total of 23 cannons, or is it 23, 33 cannons? It's 10 shades, right? It's 10 shades and 23 cannons, so I guess he's sitting at 23 cannons. I think the shades are separate. So yeah, Zeratul sitting at 23 cannons, and that is not the end of the story. He's going to continue to macro up, and I think his expansion is also completely saturated here. Now, there is a little bit of an oversaturation on this expansion. I normally do, like, even this one is slightly oversaturated. I normally just go for 19 out of 21 on this one, and then I would do something like 13 out of 15. I take 2 less workers than the recommended number, and this tends to balance out the mining rates for the closer mineral patches that you will have sometimes occasionally on missions. And again, like I said, not really too big of a deal. If you're looking for that just extra bit of optimization, there is something you can do as well. And Zeratul now getting a little bit too close to danger. He's waiting, but he has picked out his 4th artifact fragment over here. Surprisingly, it does say prismatic range and Zeratul artifact upgrade. Those are the Zeratul researches That's actually kind of cool. Interesting. Mag range. Yeah, you can see all those upgrades. Those upgrades are still available over there, just not displayed there. But Zeratul sitting at 4 artifact fragments right now. There is another attack wave, and now these cannons are starting to grow and get strong. 42 damage cannons right now, and Zeratul is just going to be using these artifact fragments to make these cannons even stronger. And again, like I said, here's another opportunity to see what some of these minefields look like. There are a couple of minefields over here.
I face a new trial.
And Zeratul just trying to get out of this base here and just dropping a few more of these structures to start clearing this enemy base out. There's still the next set of void shards that need to be cleared as well, but Zeratul does have plenty of time. And you can see how these cannons now are starting to deal good amounts of damage, and like I said, Zeratul is just waiting for his next artifact fragment. Next fragment will be out in 20 seconds, and that'll be another buff for these cannons. And you note that these cannons, let me see if we can get the sheet selected, they not only get their attack damage upgrade, select, there we go. You get armor upgrades and you get shield armor upgrades as well. So they are going to be really, really good. And that being said as well, Zeratul also gets these little buffs, so he has 140 damage right now, 4 armor, and he gets those shield armor upgrades as well. This pirate ship is being harassed by Zeratul. Zeratul does want to clear this pirate ship. It's going to be a little bit difficult for Zeratul to clear, but he's making his way towards this next artifact fragment. Now, there is another strategy that is available if you are playing on this prestige, but it's a little bit more tricky. There's a way of trapping the artifact fragments. It's available. You can do it on some maps by building some structures around the initial starting spawn point of the artifact fragment. And usually that spawn point is over here. There's a little search point that begins. I will be doing a video on this soon. Trademark Blizzard soon. You know, there may be a video out. You know, when I say soon, I mean maybe sometime within the next year. I do not know who works on every map. Like I said, I don't really use it. I don't really utilize that bug because I don't really have a problem finding the artifact fragments. But it is something that is available to you if you want to do it. There are some videos online. I think maybe CTG might have a video on it. And like I said, I do not know if it works on every single map, but I will do a video that will detail it out at some point. Like I said, it'll be there soon. So, next attack wave on the way, and this attack wave has been intercepted by the Avatar of Essence, and if you Tempest these things, they're actually going to end up killing off this Avatar, but like I said, these cannons are going to be able to hold reasonably well. Zeratul has gotten fried, apparently, somehow, but he has his 5th artifact fragment right now. These cannons are up to about 45 damage, and you can see here how they're quickly able to melt this Immortal. And what do we have here? Zeratul already getting vision, and you can see here these minefields are actually all over the spot here. So, I actually thought the minefields don't spawn anywhere. Okay, yeah, I was wrong about that. The minefields don't actually spawn there. They can spawn inside the enemy bases. I think I was thinking of something else. I think I was thinking of Void Rifts. I think it's the Void Rifts that do not spawn in random spots. Shows you what I know. You guys should not listen to me or what I say. You know, do not read stuff that I write. I hope I haven't created a website, you know, that gives co-op information. You know, something along the lines of SC2 Coop or so, you know, something like that. That would be a very bad idea to listen to whatever is written on that site. But anyway, so the cannon onslaught is over here. How many cannons is Zeratul sitting on right now? Yeah, he's sitting at 50 cannons. So these 50 cannons are all 6 upgraded cannons right now, so they're going to be able to cut through this enemy base without any problems. And yeah, Zeratul is just chilling and waiting for his next artifact fragment. Next fragment is out in about 80 seconds, so it's gonna be a while. This hybrid also ends up getting killed off, and there needs to be a little bit more of a shade projection forward so you can get some vision and start taking out these next set of void shards. But you can see lots of cannons over here. Zeratul does not even have to get his hands dirty. He's just there to pick up these artifact fragments and just buff up his army even more. Is there anything else in production? Yeah, you just basically have more and more cannons. So here you go, guys. This is one strategy that you can utilize on this mutation. Like I said, not particularly difficult, but you know, like I said, if you are looking for other commanders that would be really good on this mutation, Zeratul, P2 Setman works really well. Manx works really nicely as well. If you can get your ally to help you clear this area out, you can drop your troopers using the drop pod upgrade and then just build Earth Players, which is pretty much the standard Manx clear on this map. So lots of army over here that needs to be dealt with. There is a Void Suppression Crystal that gets used to try and slow down this thing. Zeratul jumping in to just try and Please deal a little bit of damage, more damage to these Void Rays, and now the next Artifact Fragment is over. Zeratul jumps in, one little blade dance swipey move over there, kills off all the Void Rays, and all that is left are a few of these Tempest. These Tempest stand no chance against the enemy attack wave over here. This thing is over here, this Artifact Fragment is right over there. From here, I think he might be still looking for the Artifact Fragment, or maybe try to figure out how to get there and not actually get completely murdered. But oh, he's going to use this thing for a very nice call over there. He knows that there's a chance that there might be an observer and lots of detection, so he does not want to end up losing Zeratul to the random Spire Mines and stuff. So he's going to be using that to actually pick up this. And now the cannons are sitting at level 7 upgrades here. The Tempest actually survived. That is actually very, very surprising. It's actually really odd. That one Tempest now is somewhat upset. It is permanently cloaked. There are 2 Tempests over here now, and Zeratul needs to try and deal with this. Shade projections on the way. Unfortunately, Zeratul did lose one of his Tesseract cannons. Okay, where are the use lost? Yeah, he did lose one of his Tesseract cannons. Those are the shade projections, 91 shade projections. And that's not really too big of a deal. Zeratul Legion, I think, was a slight overreaction on Zeratul's part. I think that would have been better off just being dumped into some more cannons. But again, next Artifact Fragment is coming out in about 60 seconds. And have both bonus objectives been done? Okay, both bonus objectives have not been cleared, so Zeratul has skipped out on the bonus objectives. But again, like I said, this is just a solo, just to show you guys, again, one more strategy that is available to you to utilize. But it may be a little bit scary. This mutation with Minesweeper mutations are generally kind of scary, but like I said, not really too big of a deal unless you are unaware of how to handle this. Menx is really good with Earth players in this spot over here, and it actually looks like, yeah, see, so these are the mines that you'll want to get your ally to clear. If you are not able to get your ally to clear, build your Earth players here first. Obviously, clear this area out first. You might need to go a little bit inhumane, and then just shell this area with your Earth players, and then drop your guys over. And that is also one more option that is available to you. Void Suppression Crystal now gets used. Wow, this is actually really bright, and lots of cannons being used over here. These cannons now are level 7 upgraded cannons, so they're going to be able to clear out pretty much all the enemy units over there, and Zeratul having absolutely no problems dealing with any of this. The next Artifact Fragment is also available for Zeratul, but I don't think he is going to be getting it. Zeratul just chilling over there. Oh, you might want to move away there, you might want to blink. Yeah, there is some very scary detection here. Now he's going to be using his shade projections. Almost gets caught by the shade projection, gets body blocked over there, but he's going to be able to clear this out without any issues. Lots of shade projections. Again, Zeratul getting focused down by a few of these Tempests. They were blinking back, and finally he's going to clear these things out with the help of the shade projections. And over here, he'll still need to get a little bit of detection, and I do not know if he wants to try and get his next Artifact Fragment. He is still looking for that. That one is over where? We do not know where that Cybernetic Explorer is. Oh, there's the Cybernetic Explorer. Yeah, so he was going to pick that up. Cannons are going to be sitting. He was actually standing right on top of the Artifact Fragment there. That was actually really nice. So, level 8 upgrades now. These cannons are back with a vengeance. They will be back stronger, faster. Well, not faster, but stronger, tankier, shieldier, armoredier than they normally will be. And they will start to clear this enemy base, and you see this Colossus just stands no chance. Immortals over here as well, trying to stop these infinite amounts of cannons from wreaking havoc, but those are all the void shards cleared, and Zeratul chilling on his cannons, and that is GG.